Stories from the soul, from ancient Africa to America. The oral tradition continues.
Hey, and welcome to Don's Place. I'm so glad you joined us. Don't worry about a reservation. We've been expecting you, so follow me. Now, our menu starts with an appetizer. A son drawing strength from the fond memories of his mother.
Man, could she cook? Her peach cobbler is so addictive, the FBI should put it on the same list as crack. It's odd that the strongest memories I have of her were the earliest signs of her Alzheimer's. She started out one day making her peach cobbler, and midway through the recipe, she realized she was making her lasagna. How can such a strong, sharp mind fall victim to the ravages of age? When did this tiny, beautiful woman replace the robust woman that was my mama? They say that all we have are memories. Well, what happens when the memories fade? Are we left with nothing? Would we be better off to never have had the wonderful memories that we had, or have them and then lose the precious memories? How pathetic of me to try to seek comfort in some peaches and crust and sugar.
Around here, everybody has a story, an opinion, and in this case, a perspective. First off, we have Ryan, the typical blowhard who tends to live a player's fantasy. And then there's Charming. Charming, and he has the gift of gab and tends to use it regularly on the ladies. And last but certainly not least, we have Diane, a fiery woman who, well, she can handle herself. Contrasting personalities make for interesting conversation. So let's listen to their perspective. Come on.
I steps in the crib all dapper Don Juan and stuff with the smell goods on. She got the young scented candles going. So for me, I'm feeling like, hey, she's trying to get me in the mood, right?
Now I invited this guy over because it's been a while. I haven't really been with anyone since me and my husband divorced. So I had candles lit and, which worked to my advantage.
So we touching and kissing, right? I'm thinking like, it's time to do the do.
Sick as it sounds, I was curious. Curious as to how much worse this could get. So I let him carry me to the room.
And for the next 2 hours, it's going down.
It was so quick. For the next 2 hours, he spent it apologizing.
Just goes to show it's all about perspectives. One person's good time could be another person's nightmare. Just a typical day at Don's Place. Now we have more stories to come, some a little truer than others, but you stay tuned. Kim Turner's relationship with her brother Ralph was tested to its limits and then some. Let's find out how.
One day, we were having dinner and we got into one of our usual heated debates about the ever-expanding vast military complex. And Ralph had a comment about the competency of the troops. Well, I replied that the troops at least had the courage to fight, and I called him a coward. I called him a lazy, shiftless coward, not fit to be called a real man. The next week, I went for a visit to Nana's, and she handed me this letter that Ralph left her addressed to me. The letter explained that becoming a Marine would not only prove that he was not a coward, but more importantly, that it would make me proud of him. The morning of my birthday, the phone rings. I received word that he was killed in an ambush. I was devastated.
Kim and Ralph's relationship was tested and strained, but not broken, demonstrating that the bond between loving siblings can withstand anything, even death. Well, that concludes this evening's feast. I hope everything was to your liking. We hope that you decide to join us real soon for more Stories from the Soul. I'll holler at you next week. Peace and good night.